Hello, and welcome to the Knit Pretty podcast. Reboot episode 1. My name is Leighton Garrett. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Zilla318. And I'm redoing this podcast because I abandoned it. Life got in the way and emotions got in the way. And sorry, there's a cat. He's on the table. There's no helping me. So I would like to introduce my new co-host.
Hello, I'm Tandy. I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry at Trandleigh, Trandleigh, and I also have 2 cats.
And I will put all of our information in show notes on the Knit Pretty podcast Ravelry page. So it's already up. Just hasn't been used since October of 2016. All right, so
there will be activity now.
Yes, there will be. So let's start off with I made a thing.
Yay, we made it.
We made a thing, which is going to be
finished
the whip segment because now the segments have names. They didn't before. I'm sorry, they just didn't. Where is it? This has been finished for probably about a year now. It is the Find Your Fade. Water. I was grabbing my water and it didn't come over unspilled. So, right. This is all hedgehog fibers. Most of it is sock, some of it is skin, and I only know about 2/3 of the names. So the last one is Crybaby. The next one, this color, is Boombox. Banana Legs is the yellow. Envy, Villain, and then there's this orange, which is the singles base. And then this pink, which I don't remember the name of that right now. But this kit was a curated gift kit from Stephen B, given to me by a good friend for my birthday in 2017. So she couldn't keep it to herself and she gave it to me a month early. So I finished this, and I promptly started it a month early. It's not like I kept it till like my birthday. I was like, okay, maybe I'll do it now. No, I started it immediately, and 2 months.
It was very quick.
It was very quick, but at the same time, like, I got to, I think, the green section, and then they started being slogs. Like the rows started being a slog because they were just so big. Yeah, green's where it. Green is the tip, so that's when everything just became like 250 stitches, and just knitting back and forth and everything kind of got me. But I love this thing because it's so big. And I've been doing my primary shawl for the past year.
Long enough to cover your hands and flip about.
Yep. Yeah, I wear it at work, but that's too cold. Good shawl. No, it doesn't really fade, it color blocks. So.
I recently finished the Butterfly Shawl by Marion Melcher. I'm terrible with pronouncing names, but it's a very large triangle, knit from the top down, and it uses short rows to create the sections. The pattern is written for 6 colors, the stripes, and then the main color, which on mine is the black rows between the segments. I used Connie. The rainbow is EQ on the label, and the black was labeled as BB1. And I used 140 gram ball for the color, and I had some leftovers. I don't remember exactly how many. Took a bit to get used to the pattern because every pattern has its quirks or how it reads. But I thought it was a very well written pattern. It's worth the money, I thought. It's very detailed. The I took it to town with me and dinner. I took it everywhere, but it was fun to take it out and people see it and wonder what you were working on, or how does your yarn change colors? Do you have different colors with you that you change it? And so then I pulled out the ball of yarn that was in stripes of different colors, which was fun. But it's a warm shawl. It's warm. I used it even just knitting on while I knit on it. But it has not been blocked yet. But it's garter stitch and short rows. I found it fun to work on. I would happily knit another. I used the needle size in the pattern, I think 4-ish maybe? Whatever was directed. But I like it. It's a good one. I'm gonna wear it. Why not?
Why not?
Yep.
It's really cool.
And I made it.
So my next.
You were here a minute ago.
You were here when we filmed this the first time.
This is well, she's looking. This is the wrong side, or the back of this. Still pretty, just a little interesting.
Izzy stole them.
Izzy the cat.
Izzy the cat. It's the only explanation. I was going to show you socks. Oh, there they are.
I found them.
No, we're still blaming it on Izzy because it was all like a big pile. Izzy returned them.
Everything's being blamed on Izzy.
It's cute and he's white and he goes meow.
Yeah.
So these are the Central Park socks. No, Grand Central Station socks by Nina Phillips for her 2017 sock club. And they have this cute little blue toe, and it's blue yarn that had a number for them. And the toes are La Jolla, is by Yarns, La Jolla, and the David Taylor. These were my Christmas past. Finished them a while ago, but these were really what got me started sock knitting. Or really like sparked my sock knitting. Because I was doing them 2 at a time, magic loop 2 at a time, and I got to like here. Not much. And I was realizing I was liking how fast they were going when it was just the one and not having to deal with the needles. So I took one off the needles and I quick like the bunny rabbit finished one sock, and then I quick like the bunny rabbit picked up the other one and quickly finished it. So they're really comfy, they're really wonderful to wear. These are the 72 stitch socks, and they are on, I use 2s for the cuffs, so they're nice and stretchy, and then everything else is done on 0s with a garter shoulder feel.
Last week of November around Thanksgiving, first Friday of December, I made hellcats. And it was a nice project for when there's a lot of people around, or for going home for the holidays with everybody there. It was easy to pick up and put down. There was no delay in figuring out where was I, what do I need to do next. It's a 1x1 rib tube, and then a stockinette tube connected to it. And this is Tana's Fiber Arts. Their orange label in the colorway tartan. And this part is handmade in Caspa in the colorway Masala. And I liked the colors when I bought it, but when I was knitting it up, I liked how it made a spiral of the red and the blues down the hat. And it almost is. And wearing it is nice because I can just grab it and put the tube on my head and head out the door. Or you can take half, give it a twist in the middle and fold it over and wear it. But I like to wear it, keep a hat and a pair of gloves and all of my coat pockets, and it will fold flat and fit in the pocket nicely. Mm-hmm. But it was a nice pattern and I like it. I plan on doing it again. Yeah. Yes, I still have a string or two to trim at some point.
Sounds about right.
Yep, I trimmed the shawl. I wore it to the Christmas Eve services about an hour before the service. And it had been finished in blocks since maybe September.
Well, better than me. I traded Nancy weaving in ends on like a color repeat of a blanket for me going and getting water one day.
Yep.
It was very cute blanket. There were just lots of ends, and I don't have blankets like that anymore.
I try to weave in ends as I go as best I can.
Well, this one was just, I'll get it done, I'll get it done, I'll get it done. I need to get it done before I think of anything else.
Yeah.
Because it was for a very, very, very special use. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have pictures and we have a name.
Names are good.
We didn't have a name until 4 days after she was born, so we have pictures and we have a name. We got the pictures before we got the name.
Yep. Sometimes you end up with girl child for a couple of days.
That's not a lot of birth certificates. I don't know that. I don't know that at all. So, but yeah, that's. I think that's what I want. Over the past year, some odd socks. I really remember what I kept doing.
I made. Oh, here it is. It's been a while, but I made the Joker and the Thief. And trimmed. This is what I wore to Christmas Eve service.
Ah, yes. Is there any super glue involved in this one?
Not in this one.
Okay.
I've only used super glue on yarn or shawl once in two spots. This is Melanie Berg is the designer, but it's Joker and the Thief. I liked it. It had to be a good project for your scraps of your ends. The main black color is Tosh Merino Light, in the Thunderstorm colorway. And I have, Tosh was used for plaid blanket, or there's a large section. Plaid blanket, Spectrum, and Whiskey Barrel. And I have
no, you're gonna say like
Dreamin' Colored Jilly. Mod Squad is the colorful one. And then Malabrigo Nikita, and I honestly don't remember off the top of my head what this color is. Arco Iris, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's Arco Iris.
But it was 3 different bases and dyers, but the yarns were, when I was working, now they're indistinguishable, other than what color.
They're all singles.
Yeah, singles, 100% merino, superwash, 420 yards for 100 grams. And they work well together. And I like the pattern. And this was also one that I took to town with me, took it to dinner, took it to when a band was playing. Take my yarn with me pretty much everywhere. But I like it. It's a good one.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of doing that because Izzy decided to get into one of my big Vera Bradley yarn bags. head first and decided to tumble down.
I was seeing cats and I didn't see cats.
Yeah. And it came to where I just had to put the hand there where we would have had cat tumbling to the floor. He eventually tumbled to the floor, but
You know,
without me going, oh shoot, oh no, do we have to go to the emergency vet?
yeah. I saw a sign on the way here.
Yeah, it's just up the road.
Yeah.
Like literally just across the road. Well, then I was trying to get him on camera, but it wasn't working.
Cats do what they want when they want on their own timeline.
Yeah, I just don't need an emergency vet though.
Yeah. Let's the planned yearly checkup. That would be emergencies are not desirable.
Alright, so I think we finished it. I made a thing.
Yeah. We made a thing. We finished it.
To the next segment, which is when whichever whips which we are calling. I'll finish it eventually. Yeah. There's no deadline on most things.
Well, so there's a deadline, or oops, I missed it, so I need it to be a priority.
Yeah, well, minimum deadlines are pretty much all I go off of, except for Christmas.
I still owe 2 pairs of socks for Christmas. One of them I'm working on. It's good. The 1 pair of socks is good. I like the fabric. I like the yarn I'm using in the needle size. The other one, I decided I can do better and the person deserves better, because they were in the socks were looking more like worsted weight fishnet stockings instead of socks, and I just wasn't happy with it. So that's out the window, and I'm starting to practice. I'm starting to.
Mom's shawl now has all the ends over there. Still not blocked.
Yeah.
Mother's Day will come and pass before she gets the shawl. Yeah. No, that's not Mother's Day present. That'll get me a look. But yeah. So first, with winning in my excuse cat here, by the Bay Yarn Co. in her Maddie bag. I love the color. It's maroon. It's a really beautiful color.
I like
and
the
then
color.
I immediately remembered I had a white cat. Is the Changes Shawl by Nina Phillips. And yarn. I'm in the middle of the row. Just a little bit trying to show it off. So you can see all of the changes there, and then the big section. Texture for the middle of it. And I'm knitting it in the colors. The yarn I'm using, Talking is Hard, is Primrose Yarn Company on the Everyday Soft Base. The main color, this one, is Mayhem. First color is Gobstopper, Upside Down Arcade, Heart Tick Box, Tamagotchi with Envy, Melonhead, Skateboards and Snow Cones, Animal, Double Bubble, and Morticia. So I still have 3 colors in the package before I can go to the next section. So I'm on section B1 right now. And so just working on the textures. It's really, I'm loving the yarn. I've never worked with it before. Not a common experience. It's well. I'm currently using what's called corn cotton. It says called corn cotton for the section of the floors. These are my two filters. They are working really well. Oh, goodness. I always have a progress keeper somewhere. And all of them for today, I think, are simply serving in her little cake. So that's what
It's colorful.
it is. And
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. The middle section was a little bit of a slog, but the patterns are always really well written. She does a really good job with like math and explaining everything. So they're really good with patterns.
My turn?
Yep.
Alright. In the scrappy thread bag, I believe this is a large drawstring size. I like it. It's a good size. I haven't had it long, but I got it immediately. Stuck a project in it that needed a bag. And so what I have in it is from the Unique Sheep, their mystery knit-along series is based off of children's books. And this one is the Velveteen Rabbit. The clues all came out a very long time ago, so it's no longer a mystery, but it's one of their mystery knit-alongs. And I'm using their Pashmi yarn, which I believe is merino. I don't know, it's decadent, whatever it is.
There's some cashmere.
Yes, that we're confident about. But it's the Pashmi yarn. It's a fingering weight yarn, and it is on the Van Gogh's Sunflower colorway, and that is, I believe, exclusive for Earth Fair. So you'll need to go through that website to order this specific colorway. But Unique Sheep's a good company, and I've done multiple of their mystery knit-alongs, and they're well-written patterns. But they have a group on Ravelry for discussion and then photos of here's what I'm working on, here's what this school looks like. The patterns are well-written, I think. The group's good, but then the two ladies who are Unique Sheep have excellent customer service, good yarns, fun colorways, and they have a wide variety of colors they can dye or gradiences. And they're good with, if you have a special request, you can email them, and I've just been very pleased and a repeat customer of theirs.
They, and they're surprisingly well priced in the market too. Like I found like everyone had that these were decadent gradients and everything like that. But then when I started actually looking at it, they have an amazing product for very reasonably priced, like shockingly reasonably. Depending on the yarn base size. First one's 2 gradients.
And they've been, as long as I've been aware of them, they've been doing gradients since they were doing it a while before I became aware of them.
Yeah.
And they have instructions on their website if you're doing a circular shawl or a square shawl. Here's the map of how big is your shawl, here's what really changed, and then very detailed step-by-step instructions on transitioning from one skein yarn to another.
Yeah,
for the project.
so really nice stuff.
We like Unique Sheep, and
oh, hello. So this is Izzy. Izzy taking his skin. You need to sit there.
Your turn.
All right. So, living in my Slytherin bag, which I did make myself. I occasionally will make bags myself when I have to continue to. I'm sorry for the noise. If there's a really loud humming, that's my air conditioning. Forgot to turn it off.
We're learning. Eventually we'll get a checklist of make sure you have something to drink, make sure you have the air conditioning turned off.
So, living in this bag is the De Vier socks. So I have a finished object, half finished object. These are the De Vier socks. It's French. I'm butchering the language, I know I am. By Nina Phillips for her Wanderlust Sock Club, which is one of her 2 sock clubs this year. I am signed up for both of them. Whether or not I have done any of the Cozy Sock Club is debatable. I've done both. Need to finish this one up, but both of her.
Yarn is patient; it will wait.
Yeah, but I like socks. Seriously, you know, for books.
Did you bring a whip?
Did you?
What about your? What have you finished recently?
Your dinner? No, your dinner's coming later. So I finished that sock over a month ago, and I had second socks in it, honestly. Oh, because it's just been this, that, and the other. I was on planes. I couldn't start the second sock immediately, but here's the second sock, and has a cute little teacup. These are going to be my St. Patrick's Day socks because they're green and orange. And the color yarn is Dragon Horde yarn on her dragon scales base. At least that's what it says on the tag. It's her 75-25 merino nylon blend. In a Scarecrow colorway. This is actually her old tag and everything, so the likelihood that her base name has changed is fairly high. But it's Scarecrow, like Harry Potter. I love the pattern. I love the color. I just got bored because I think I came back from a trip and I immediately started it, and then my mom came up for my birthday and started it. So that's.
She likes to match the project to the bag.
Yes, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. I'm neurotic.
I match project and bag for different bases.
I will make a new bag that's the size I need it to be to then coordinate how things. Yeah, it's a problem. So if I have time. It's
if
what
not,
you like
to do.
If not, bag. There's a bag. So yeah,
since I take a lot of my knitting with me to town, to out to dinner, or to maybe there's music somewhere or something, or out to a doctor's office and you're waiting in the waiting room, or you're just waiting for dinner to be served. I'll decide, is this an easy project that I can do waiting in the restaurant, where you don't need a pattern or it's just easy going. Or is this a pattern or a project where you need the pattern, or there's a table and you're going to be here for a while? Like the doctor's office, you may get called back immediately, you may get called back in an hour, or maybe you're out for a whole evening, you're out with friends or something. But one thing is the Tumbin travel trays that are made of nylon or something. It's an easy to wash material, so it goes on a dinner, or just you feel comfortable setting it on the ground. And in this one, it's used to be gauge dye works, but now it's used to be Caterpillar green. Now it's gauge dye works. Same yarn, same quality, same amazing stripes. It's the sock twist, merino twist yarn. It has merino, a little nylon, and the weekend colorway, and this is the sock striping version of it. And when the yarn's caked up, it's orange on the two ends and blue, green, and gray in the middle. And I started this cowl in one of the parts where it's in between the orange and the blue green, because I wanted to have the blue, green, gray on one side and the orange gray on the other, so I can have kind of a reversible look. And it's just a simple brioche, two-color brioche cowl that I took a class for, and most everybody showed up with two distinct colors of yarn, and I showed up with my, let's see what happens when I do this. So far it's working out well.
Maybe farther than anyone else who took that class. Just because of the drama.
I got the hang of the brioche, and it was easy to just focus and talk down. But then, like I said, I take it to dinner, I take it out, I take it to work at lunch. On the days when I remember to bring my lunch, most of the time I have to go, oh no, I don't have food with me, so I have to go get some.
Yeah. Well, that was. I have different memories of that class, but that was because I was working at the shop at the time, and
a lot of people were talking and chatting through class, and I was just there. I'm here for a lesson, and so I focused on the chart and
Oh, and getting the yarn for it beforehand, and the fact that it was way too many people in one class.
It was an excessive number of students.
And I just wanted to hide it. Like, I think I wanted to like bring in a tent and just hide behind the counter that day. I used to work at this shop.
Excellent teacher. Excellent teacher.
Yeah.
But just, it was a lot of, it was too many students for...
Yeah. Susan's absolutely amazing.
Any class taught by her, I suggest taking.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And very patient. And did she used to be a teacher?
So.
Okay. Because, like, like, just the patience of a saint when it comes to stuff, and dealt with it, but afterwards I know that she was like, all right, max this number now.
Yeah.
Because it was just, people just kept adding their names, and we never got a good count of who was in the class.
It was like somebody said free food on a college campus, and everybody showed up.
Yeah. And then expected me to order their exact pizza. Again, I have different memories of this class. Yeah. I was working in the yarn shop and was trying to, like, was babysitting them on certain things, and just, it was not pretty.
My perspective was of, oh, Susan's teaching a class? Sign me up, please.
Yeah.
What time do I need to be there?
Yeah.
Because I knew Susan would show up with class materials prepared and a quality lesson. But then she expects her students to show up ready to go.
And to be attentive.
Yes.
And there was a lack of attentiveness on almost everybody's part. Except for you. Except for you and except for Nancy.
But the weekend, the cowl pattern I was following is a really good pattern. Give me good directions, good instructions. I was just making it difficult by knitting from 2 ends of the yarn, or both ends of the yarn ball. So that was some juggling.
Yeah. For the next whip, it is in another bag I made myself. And these are Korean side dishes, or panchan. I've said this before, but I spent a year in Korea teaching English, and I also minored in the language. So this was the bag everything was housed in during the Panchan Olympics, because of course it was.
Coordinating the bag
to the event. It was the event that time. I think I had the respirator for the other wanderlust socks. But these socks are for my mom. So the colorway is Mount Rainier by Knitted Way, and this is her Victory sock base. And I just consulted Barbara Walker's stitch dictionaries, found a pattern that worked in the stitch count, and then using it because I didn't like anything else. These are 64 stitch socks, which is 8 less than mine because my mom has very narrow feet, whereas I have hobbit feet. The length is the same, but the width is, like, we're talking like probably 2 inches different. And like, because I really do have hobbit feet. I get them from her mother-in-law, from my dad's mom. And so, and on it is a cute little cupcake sheet. Again, by Country Seven. And the reason it's the Mount Rainier colorway is because my parents are going to be going out to Seattle and Mount Rainier, and I went to get them to her so she can wear her Mount Rainier sock when she visits Mount Rainier. I don't just coordinate my project bags to the project, I coordinate colorways to things happening in our life. But I love Knitted Wit for like her, all of her colorways, but these national park colorways, I call them Knitted because now I can basically design sock patterns based on the national park and what it meant to me. And I'm thinking it's going to be a series. That would go. these will be. I haven't decided on a name for these. Like, there's been many thoughts on them. These will be for this trip that my parents are taking without me. And then Zion National Park. I know this year she's going to Grand Canyon. Like, she's putting in more colors. I've already seen the list on Instagram, and she has. Because last year she did Zion National Park and Big Bend, which are Zion National Park is probably Ben's favorite national park because you're at the bottom of this canyon and you look up versus being at the top of the canyon looking down. So it's like you get to like see those really pretty, and then like you can drive around so that you can look down into it rather than like hiking down into the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Which I got a quarter of the way to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and have to hike back up. I was not yet a teenager at the time, and I was being bribed heavily.
Yeah.
So, that's what's going on with these. And I hope, and they're going in the upcoming J month in the summer. I would hope to get these to her by then. If not, they will be a memory sock.
Yeah.
So, I've been drooling over Knitted Fit for a long time. And her turnaround for guide to orders and everything else is phenomenal. It's very quick. It did lose the guide to order US versus ready to ship in UK, but only by like 3 days. So
On the same day, she placed 2 orders. One from the UK for ready to ship, one from the US for guide to order.
And the US guide to order came in second, so it took a little bit longer. But only I think I got the UK guide to order, UK ready to ship on Friday, and I got the Knitted Whip, which was the US guide to order, on Tuesday.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really close. But it was, I was messaging her and I was like, I want to do an experiment. And I so
It was cool. It was fun to see.
yeah. And I got pretty good.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else?
Yes, that I'm working on. I have a strand wanderer. It's from the 3 Irish Girls Adorned Sock. And it's the Rio colorway. And the pattern, like, it's long triangle.
Yeah.
Starts here at the end when it's little. And you knit horizontally, and then you have short rows going vertically. And the pattern has you doing the vertical short rows in garter. When I was figuring it out, I ended up doing them stockinette, and I liked it, so I just continued it. But the yarn is pooling nicely and making these little spotches or flashes. And I'm using it, knitting using a size 5 needle on this, and it's producing a lot nicer fabric. I tried a different one using Holiday Flock sock yarn on a size 1.5, and I felt like I was knitting socks. It was a very dense, tight fabric. It was not going to be comfortable to wear around the neck as like a scarf.
And I know the pattern, despite the fact that it is a paper pattern, I think this is like in the Ravelry information on it, that it calls for that size 1. Like that size 1.5.
Yeah, that was in the
that's in the instructions. I've tried this pattern at least twice, and the first time around was with Holiday Flocking Sock on that size, and I think I'm like here.
I think I reached about that same point with the Holiday yarn on the 1.5 size needle. Though the yarn I was using was half brown, half pink. It looked neat. The color was pulling in an interesting manner. The fabric on that size of needle wasn't it wasn't nice. It was not going to be pleasant to wear. So I think I eventually frogged it. But other people at the local yarn shop at the time had made and finished one or multiple of the Strand Wanderers, and they used larger than directed for size of needle. So I jumped up to a size 5 on this, and I'm really liking the fabric it's getting.
Yeah, especially with using holiday poppy sockets. That is a sock, like true sock yarn. Like it's useful for very little else because there's so much nylon. The twist is so high. It's wonderful yarn.
It's really good sock.
Wonderful, wonderful yarn. But it is soft yarn. It will wear like iron for you. But it's not a shawl yarn. I would never, like, I would want to use it for a shawl, but I would never, I'd have to, like, use a lot of conditioner.
I have, because of the color.
Yeah.
I have some of it to use in a shawl.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to shop by color first.
Yeah.
And then if I ever come how does it feel?
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it for the color because I wanted it in a specific shawl.
And then I tried it on for the holiday beach cables. I really should pull that one out and do it again, but I just because it's I think on 8s.
Very good.
The DK weight, it's like 8 goes a lot faster. But I think it's I really should put it in my hand. So we're done with what are we working on? And we're going to have to explain this a little. We're going to go on to stash enhancement, which is also called George and Friends. And the story is that at one of the shops,
I walked a few years ago. I walked into the yarn shop, and they had a little basket on one of the display tables. And then in this little basket was this little blue skein of yarn. I don't remember what brand or what base it was, but I know it had cashmere. And they said, "Give George a pat." And they even said a little sign, said, "Say hello to George." So I gave it a pat, and it was very decadent and nice. And it was just the yarn called George. At the time, it was just the shop pet of George. And I'd go in and just give George a little pat and continue on my day.
Yeah. And so, and oftentimes when people will just buy yarn because it's pretty, because that's what you do. And then when we'd be in the shop, and all of the ladies would immediately ask us, "Well, what are you going to do with that? Love it and pet it and name it George. Leave me alone." Not that they aren't really wonderful, but there were some times when it was just like, do I have to have a project? Like, there are two different hobbies here: knitting and buying yarn. They're not necessarily like
Sometimes
they're
they overlap.
sometimes mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Sometimes you just buy yarn because it's really pretty or it's soft touch.
Yeah. I mean, actually, no, that's not that skein. There was a skein in grad school that I got just because it was finals week and I needed something nice. Well, it ended up being that. I was stressed. So I just kind of, I don't know, I need this. So that another, I think my biggest George was the yarn for the Changes shawl, which I very much stocked from Rose Yarn Company.
She sent me a message saying, "I like this yarn. I'm going to try to get some of it," because it was an Instagram photo of a kit that was going to be on sale at some point.
It's because it was like the first picture on Primrose's Instagram of the, you then would swipe through for other colors, but it's the first picture, which is always dangerous when you fall in love with the first picture because everyone's going to want that one because it's what everyone sees of this kit for the Changes shawl. And so when Primrose and Knitting Expat were saying, okay, this kits are going to go on sale, I think this day, Primrose was like, all right, I'll get them up in an hour. Started stocking and refreshing the page. And stop it. The cat's behind me doing something. I don't know what it is.
Going that way.
Okay. And she was like slowly putting them up, hadn't announced anything, but slowly putting everything up. And then the kit I wanted came up, and I put it in my cart. I paid for it all before she announced the tickets were off. Oopsies.
Sometimes you stop when you really want and you go for it.
Yeah. Well, that, like, she then put up these, like, they were all sold out after a while. And then she put up pre-orders. And so that was the big one. The next one is Rockstar Company in the Ford Angry Art colorway, which is the Harry Potter car. It's really cool. All these blues and pinks. And this one was kind of, I had seen it a while back. Mom had said she really liked it. I got it, came in, it wasn't necessarily the color I thought it was going to be, which isn't bad. It just means it's fine and not going into socks for Mom. So I win on this one.
Either way, you get to knit it, so you win.
Yeah, I win. And then the next Georges are two book Georges.
Is he sitting on?
Maybe. Just a possibility. Let's reach out a shot. The first one, you were looking at this. is Pom Pom Quarterly, which I found at our local Barnes & Noble in Columbia, Missouri.
It was kind of humorous to watch. We were walking around the corner of one of the magazine displays. She takes about half a step past me and goes, "Wait! I think I did. I saw Pom Pom."
I mean, I was not expecting it. Like, it was kind of just one of those subtle things that there were 3 copies there, and it was like, wait, did I just? Yes, I did. I don't have to pay import costs or shipping. Yes, please. I will be taking that with you. I'll be taking that with you. And then the next one, I had subscribed to this in November. I had also already bought issues 3 and 4 of Making Magazine, and I absolutely love it. I need to go back and try to find 1 and 2 because I absolutely love this magazine. Because it's so different. It has so many things in it where it's like really pretty patterns, really well laid out. I always loved what it is, it's matter. Harry Boxer code. I'm mispronouncing that. I'm really sorry. Of her stuff, and it's laid out the same way her patterns are. I've made several sweaters of hers that are just gorgeous. Knits. And it's just really pretty, and there's also other stuff in here. It's not just knitting, it's crochet, it's sewing, it's coloring pages. And there may or may not be like a food recipe in here too. And some quilting, and it's just so, I love it. It's so well put together, and all of the magazines have been like that. I got the first one when I was on in September, and I've not regretted it. I have yet to make anything out of them, which is really sad. I would hopefully get to making something out of this one because this is probably my favorite out of all of them so far. When it said color, it really is like all the colors. And gorgeous simple cardigan. I've always liked these. But when they were doing a subscription where if you get a subscription within this time frame, you get entered for the drawing. I was like, or I think there was X amount off. It was just like, yes, please. So black and white is coming later this year.
Oh, it makes sense to have color than black and white.
Yeah, they kind of do
Yeah.
that because first it was Flora and Fauna. Last year it was Dot and Line. And this year it's Colin.
Mine.
Yes.
The magazine Ply posts what they call Plyaways, a spinning retreat, and they just had the third one a few weeks ago, in last week of March. And I went, and they have classes pretty much all, mostly for spinning, but they also had some weaving. And this year they had an instructor named Carson Demers, who wrote Knitting Comfortably, and he had a class on ergonomics of spinning and ergonomics of knitting. I took both, and I strongly suggest them. But I also visited the vendors market. That was fun. They had a lot of vendors, a variety of vendors there with yarn and spinning wheels and spinning fiber, a variety of spinning fibers. So you can go and get a little of this, a little of that. You can try out different wheels. You can go home with a spinning wheel, yarn. And I brought home some yarn. I visited Ross Farm, which is heritage and rare breed fibers, and I have some raw meat 2-ply fingering, and I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but it's pretty kind of brown, light brown, heathered looking, but it was fun. And one booth I love is Yarn Geek Fibers. Fun fibers, fun yarn. She's had a series of colorways lately that have been named after female scientists. But the yarn I bought is off of her Rocketeer base, and it's merino, cashmere, and nylon on the color To Boldly Go. And it's Star Trek in yarn. Yeah. It's gray and blue and reds. And I bought 2 of them for something for a shawl. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I knew I wanted to go home with some Boldly Go. And last year, one of the instructors taught spinning very fine lace, and she had a vendor's booth for lace weight yarns and fiber for spinning, mostly Orenburg shawls. I was not expecting to see them this year, but when I walked in and saw her booth, I'm like, there's going some of my money, and I came home with 2 of these. Some lace weight merino silk. I have a dark tealy blue color.
Yeah.
And it's on this handful of yarn, 1,200 and some odd yards of silk, or merino silk lace weight yarn. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm thinking something along the lines of Orenburg. One of the big pretty shawls. Playa was fun. It was a couple hours drive away, so it was just great for a location. And it's, if you're interested in trying spinning or you're a spinner, it's got classes for all levels, and the vendors market was good. I hope to go back.
Yeah, you've gone every single year.
I have. The first year it's too close not to go and look, because I was like, I don't know if I want to do the spinning thing or not, but I looked into a specific wheel, and I thought I'll go try it out. Maybe see what, at least go there and see the variety and the kind of wheels.
Yeah.
I need to home with one.
You took them for a spin.
I did! The first one I tried, I didn't get to go. It wouldn't work. I couldn't get to work.
Yeah.
And then that was the one I had researched. And then I tried a different one, and I made yarn. It was kind of ready yarn, but I made yarn the first time I sat down on it.
Yeah.
So it came home with me. And then the next year, I took a 2-day class of beginning spinning with Mike Casey, and learned good fundamentals spinning. And we're shopping. Had a couple more days of classes at last year's. And this year's event, I only took the 2 classes, but they were very good classes.
So,
what are your future knitting projects?
Yes, which is what we're calling I've never met it but I didn't like, which despite the fact that we do frogs and things.
Frogging does occur.
Frogging occurs. So I need to probably do a lot more of it. I have a whole sweater that I'm on Sleeve Island on the sweater, and I'm not in love with it anymore. I should really just frog it because I'm not sure where.
Last night I finally decided, yes, that thing is gonna get frogged, and I almost brought it today just to be like, okay, here, hold this while I frog.
Yeah, well, I have the winding and everything set up. So this isn't even in my order anymore. So, yay! Teamwork!
We can do it!
This is, I am thinking about doing a
Starting point? Or, fading point.
fading point, yeah.
Yeah. Ho-He Look-Tote, I believe.
By Ho, yes, by Ho-He Look-Tote. And this is actually all coming from Semi-Stash. So this is the pistachio colorway on Skinny Singles by Hedgehog. Yeah, there you can see. All specialty goodness. And this, okay, so this is the one of the 2 skeins of the British Ready to Ship that that won, which is Yesterday's Bouquet by Stranded Fireworks, and it's just all these pretty colors. And then the next one is the Nox Co. Teosine, which completely complements that gorgeously. And then the next one, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Is Serenity Silk Singles by Zen Yarn Garden in the Feisty colorway. And last but not least is Black Trillium Fibers, the Pebble Sock, and the Oz colorway. And this was part of my first fiber share that I ever received. It's nice and smushy and lovely, and it'll be really pretty because it all has like those aquas and pinks. Every single color has aquas and pinks in it, and greens and yellows, and they're all they really nicely together. Big bundle of goodness. And then the next one. You really are in a way. Actually, you're not in the way. I'm just moving around.
But he's still, versus like trying to chew on the cord.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm disturbing your highness. The next one is going to be the Blooming Brioche shawl. It's kind of in like the same shape-ish as Pleasure Babe, but then there, instead of like the eyelet section, is like brioche. It's really pretty. So this is going to be the main color. This is 3 Irish Girls Adorned Sock on the I Would Die For You color. So you need 2 skeins of the main color, then you need 2 contrasting or other colors. And this, one of the other colors is going to be this Hedgehog Sock on the Skinny Dip color. And then this is Posh Sock, and I think the Fragrant colorway. Because they all look like big shawls, because this will be mainly 800 yards of white and everything. So I think we've gone on a lot of tangents today.
We're good with that.
Yeah, so I don't know that there will be Olika tangents, a specific Olika tangents.
They're like sprinkles scattered through the day.
Yeah, they'll look at tangents. So thank you for watching, and we'll make sure to put everything up online for you, and bye! 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 Bye!